Hi diddly ho, everyone. Welcome to Super Mega Cast. What is this, episode 12?
Yes, you are correct. It is episode 12.
Wow, that is pretty crazy stuff, man. Episode 12. I didn't think we'd make it that far.
No, I thought we'd stop at 10.
And so basically, before we get into today's episode, let me just reiterate the fact that finally, after many months of me promising this, Super Mega Cast is finally on iTunes. You can go get it on the podcast app. You can go get it on iTunes on your computer. And it is also on Google Play Music for all you Android users. So now, let's get a round of applause
Good job.
for that.
Well, good job to Matt, but mainly Connor.
Yeah, our tech guy, Connor, he's the guy that really helped us out. He's a little lifesaver. But I don't think I deserve a round of applause because
you had so long to fucking do this.
I could have put it on after like the first week of the podcast being out, and it kind of took me, like 12? Well, not even 12 weeks, because it used to be like we would number it because, the podcast would be like, episode 1 was 1 week into the channel, episode 2 was 2 weeks, but then when we took the little hiatus, so this is really like 16 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, fuck. But anyway, guys, welcome to Super Mega Cast. We got some fun topics for you today that we have definitely not planned out ahead of time.
These are the topics we had planned for this episode of the podcast. So the first topic we are going to talk about.
What's the topic, Ryan?
The topic I have written right down in front of me that I have planned for this very podcast is we are going to talk about Pokemon Go and how I think it's honestly just kind of like hitting on a little decline for me. I'm going to be honest.
Dude, I was honestly thinking the exact same thing as we were walking back from dinner tonight, and I didn't bring it up.
I haven't checked the app all day, I don't believe.
I think it's been 2 days for me.
Damn.
And honestly, I think here's the big thing about it. I think one of the big things that turned me off from Pokemon Go, before we get into the actual gameplay factors, I'm just going to say it is, it's a cool game for sure, but it's such a rushed game that there's so many bugs that they still haven't fixed. That just, like if I get a cool Pokemon, like in our Area 51 video, you have no idea how frustrating it was when a Pikachu appears and I throw the Pokeball and then it freezes and then I reopen the app and it's gone and the servers crash. I was like, I'm ready to die now. That was like the worst moment of my life.
It's also just grating because, okay, so let me put it this way. What level are you, Matt?
I'm 15 right now, and I'm having a real hard time leveling up.
You're 50. Use those lucky eggs and put on a lure at the same time, or a
incense.
Incense, yeah. But so what was I gonna say
about Pokemon Go? It's grading.
Oh yeah, this is grading to me. What level are you again?
I'm 15.
15. I'm level 19, and your friend, who visited us for a little while, he was level what, like 9?
No. He was level 6 or 7 at the time.
6 or 7. And we're going down the alleyway. Right, we see a Charmeleon, dude.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, a Charmeleon! I've never seen something like that in the game.
I have 24 Charmander candies, so this would be like, I could save the candies to evolve into a Charizard, so
you don't have to waste them.
Yeah. So I'm all giddy. Matt's all giddy. His friends all giddy. And we all get in like a little triangle, and we find the Charmeleon, and we start catching it. I have a bit of trouble, even though I'm using my berries, or the candies, or whatever they are, and throwing my great balls.
Yeah. And
I guess you're doing the same thing?
I'm doing the exact same thing. Yeah. I'm only using great balls.
And you're feeding it
I
those
gave it
berries.
and he's charmed, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And you would think, we're high enough level trainers. We are using, not the basic Pokeballs, and we're using something to charm the Pokemon.
It's strategic playing of the game, the type of gameplay that you expected it to want you to do.
Exactly. But what happens, Ryan?
We don't catch it. It runs away on both of our accounts. But Christian, who uses no berries, he uses a regular Pokeball, manages to catch it in his what?
It was in the first 3 tries. I think it was the second try. He just snags it, and he's like level 6 in the game, and I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding?"
And that's happened to me a lot, honestly. Like, I've been around people, and that type of stuff happens where I'm a higher level, and I use those tactics, and it seems like it's not helping at all. And like the people that are just starting out, it's almost like the game's allowing them to catch Pokemon to get them hooked. And then it's wasting our Pokeballs when we get a certain level, so we have to use real money to buy them.
That's a little interesting conspiracy. I didn't think of it that way.
That conspiracy is probably not correct. I don't feel like I don't know, they're that malicious, but I do feel like something's gotta give, Matt. Just
Great
you
movie.
and I are. I mean, come on, that's strategic gameplay. The most strategic gameplay you could at least do in this type of game.
Yeah.
Lay out a berry, throw out a great ball, or ultra whatever master ball. Whenever you're level 20, blah blah blah. I know there's a higher level Pokeball. What I'm saying is we actually use some sort of strategy to try to charm it and then catch it, while a level 7 just whoop.
Yeah, and I've found myself previously in the game, like you'll be catching stuff, and I'll just use a regular Pokeball and get it on my first try. Like, even if it's a really high level Pokemon, I can just throw a regular Pokeball and then whoop, and it gets it, and I'm like, okay. So it seems like it doesn't like they're the exact same thing, because I have not seen a single instance, and I've been playing the game a lot, and I haven't seen a single instance where it seems like the Great Ball catches a Pokemon better than a regular Pokeball, or the berries have actually worked, because things still run when I give them berries. So what's the point? It's like, yeah, I get it's like, oh, it lessens the chances of it running away, but it's still, I don't know. It just seems like it's just all kind of random, and then the items are kind of a gimmick. I don't know. And
we're getting just to the point where we're not really catching any new Pokemon. The reason why it's shit when something like that runs away is like, you know, that's the newest Pokemon.
And we're not going to see that again.
Yeah, we're not going to see that again probably for a long time. I don't know.
Maybe weeks, months, I don't know.
And it's like, you know, we're at the point where we've got all the Pokemon in our area. We really have, honestly.
We're almost up to like 80 in our Pokedexes. So it's like...
And I know people have a lot of other Pokemon, but what I'm saying is, like, we're getting to the point where, like, when we play, we rarely see anything new,
because
not even new shadows.
Yeah.
And I drive around a lot. I drive around to a lot of places around Los Angeles, including, like, you know, Santa Monica area.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, we're kind of reaching this point where I think we're starting to really catch most of the we've caught most of the common to like mid-rare Pokemon that are in the Los Angeles area. So it's like, you know, every time I open the app, what it does is, first of all, it has a 50% chance of just crashing on me every time I open it. Yeah. And then the other 50% of the time, it takes forever to load, and then it drains the hell out of my phone really fast and uses my data. So it's like, you know, if I'm not catching anything new, why am I going to keep playing if it's just going to crash and drain my battery? Yeah, but that's our little rant about Pokemon Go. Mainly, like, the biggest thing that pisses me off about it is that it was just a rushed game, and there's so many bugs with it that, you know.
You want to get into rants about gaming? Huh?
Oh, I don't know, man. But wait. Let me tell you something that's gonna piss you off real quick.
I was gonna mention. Okay.
Wait. Just one last thing about Pokemon Go.
Oh no. Yeah.
You know the Pokemon Go Plus?
What?
The little wrist thing.
Yeah.
They delayed it until September.
Come on.
Like, how hard is it to make? It was already like, I've seen like why is it being delayed until September?
It's almost unnecessary.
It's just a little like piece of wearable technology. Like, I feel like it's been done for months.
I don't think it's gonna be like of too high quality either.
No, of course not. It's just gonna be a little plastic gizmo that you wear, and then it'll blink and vibrate when there's a Pokemon nearby. But anyway, guys, that's just our rant about Pokemon Go.
Well, speaking of video game rants,
ooh,
what have we been playing? Quite a bit.
Oh, we have been, in the past week or so, Ryan and I have gotten ourselves hooked on a little Mario Kart.
Mario Kart 8 for the
Mario
Wii.
Kart? Yeah.
To be exact. I don't know. You were like, hey, let's just play some Mario Kart. So we just finally sat down and did it, because you've been asking for a few months, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I was in our living room when I looked at our our small game collection. I was like, wait a second, I forgot we have Mario Kart. And we had our buddy come and visit, our buddy Christian, and we're like, hey, we have 3 people, let's play some Mario Kart. And then we quickly fell into that hole of you know, like when you pick up a game every few months and you just get sucked into it.
Yeah.
That, but you said you were going to go on a rant. What's this rant about Mario Kart?
I don't know. Okay, one of the things we played with Chris, right?
We did play with Chris, Oni. And
he hates the game. He says the steering is awful.
He bitches about it so much.
He bitches. I don't understand.
He's such a little bitch boy.
The steering feels fine. You just have to get used to it.
He's like,
it's not even like you have to get used to it because it's bad. It's just you have to learn how to drift and shit.
I've never played a driving game where the steering is this shit. It's like, Chris, what are you talking about, dude? It's Mario Kart. Like, no one complains about that. But it's funny because, like, he would consistently get like 10th, 11th place in Mario Kart and would just sit there and complain the whole time. I love Chris, but it was pretty funny.
It took me a while to get used to the controls of Mario Kart, like the drifting. Like it took a while to like be familiar 150cc on every map. Like,
well, he was comparing it to like Need for Speed and GTA and stuff, and it's like, well, you can't compare Mario Kart to those driving games.
GTA 4's driving was like pandas really bad. I remember because everything felt like you were driving a boat.
Yeah, well, he's like in other driving games when I hit the when I turn, it turns instantly. Well, Mario Kart, of course, doesn't do that because it doesn't do that in real life. But
There's
also,
stats
it's
to each cart.
It's the art of drifting.
Each player.
You got to learn the art of drifting in Mario Kart.
The art of drifting and setting up a nice vehicle and player combination.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to get the wheels and the cart right, and the player. Like whether it's a small, medium, large player, or they have the different carts. They have the the motorcycles and the cars, and they have so many different types of wheels, and also the gliding. Some of the gliders change stuff in the stats. That it's like, I usually go for the Yoshi bike, the small red wheels, and the Zelda kite thing,
the Helian kite.
Yeah, and I'm either Lemmy or Link. I just got into Link actually.
Yeah, because we just bought the new DLC for Mario Kart 8, and it is fantastic. Well, it's not really new DLC; it's old. But I usually my go-to character has always been Yoshi. But ever since I bought the DLC, it's Isabelle from Animal Crossing because I love Animal Crossing, and I like Isabelle's character design and colors. But
I just could never get into Animal Crossing, dude.
I don't know why, dude.
Probably because it wasn't like I didn't get into it when I was young. Is it like a big thing of it? Is it nostalgia factor?
Yeah,
like...
I mean that's a big factor for me at least. But I don't know, dude. Just by itself, if I picked up Animal Crossing nowadays and I had never played it before, I mean it might take a little bit for me to get into because it's a little different. But I don't know, dude. It's therapeutic. It's very relaxing. It's very
What was that other game that was similar to like
Harvest Moon?
It was Harvest Moon, but Harvest Moon's clone because you were playing that for a little bit.
Oh, Stardew Valley?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stardew Valley was a really fun game. It kind of just disappeared out of nowhere, though. It was like it blew up and it was really popular, and then just.
When I talk to people that play the game, they always were like, "Yeah, it was just very relaxing." It's just like
Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
Oh, it's super relaxing.
I know Animal Crossing's relaxing because I played on an airplane.
Yeah, well,
on my DS. That's the only time I played it. I just played it for like 5 hours straight on my DS.
Yeah, well, Animal Crossing is one of those games. It's the type of game that you would pick it up for like 15 minutes a day. You just play it a little bit every day, check in, do some stuff, and then put it down, and then come back to it the next day. But speaking of Stardew Valley, that was one of our first playthroughs on our channel that we actually ended up scrapping because of that was back in the time we were first getting into recording games, and little Matt here wasn't very good at messing with recording settings and kind of goofed up like 3 episodes in a row. So
I remember some of the original jokes from that episode, and that's like months back.
It was actually pretty funny.
We had a lot of religious jokes because our character was Jesus.
Jesus H. Christ was our character, and we made him look like Jesus. And what was it? Was it Jew Farm or something?
Yeah.
Because
he was the king of the Jews.
He was the king of the Jews, no doubt. But I wouldn't mind way in the future. I don't know. It's like there's that weird timing where it's like if we played Stardew Valley right now, it would just seem like we're playing it late. It's like this weird unspoken like timing rule where it's like you got to wait until it's like completely gone, and then it's like I mean, it's like you're bringing it back instead of just riding on it late. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be opposed to in the future doing a Stardew Valley playthrough. It's a really fun game.
A lot of like advanced games and GameCube games and PlayStation 2, all the old console games, that's why they work so well is because they're so old. That's not like a popular thing.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it is kind of a popular thing to play them, I guess, in the Let's Play community in a way, because even Jack started playing some.
Yeah.
He started playing Spyro, I believe.
It's a big nostalgia thing too, because a lot of people have forgotten about those games. So it's like, then when they see someone else playing them, they're like, oh, I remember that game. So then they might go back and watch it. And it's also just this. There are so many video games out there.
I want to go back to, though. I want to, there's so many games I want to go back to. And I want to use this channel as, like, a portal, like, to make me go back to those games. Because
absolutely.
I'm just normal, everyday Ryan. I'm just like, oh, I could buy those games. Then I'd have to buy the setup for it. I'd have to probably search for the game or whatever. But it's like, if this is the job that I have tasked myself to do, then why not just fucking make that the excuse and just go out of my way
and enjoy it and get the games you want to get.
I want to play like Destroy All Humans.
Yes.
I love that game, dude. I want to play Jaws Unleashed. I gotta play I need to play what's that N64 game? Snowboard Kids. That's a bit. Sorry,
Snowboard.
That's just
yeah.
Snowboard Kids. It's such like a throwback to me and
we'll
my
play
cousin
all that
Connor.
stuff.
We played Snowboard Kids so much. It was so much fucking fun, man. Do you have games like that? Like you go back and it just you feel it like you were in that time and you're like, oh my god, it just feels good. You're like just sitting in just good times.
Yeah, well, that's actually how the original Animal Crossing for GameCube is, which I've seen a lot of people in the comments say they want us to play that. So maybe down the road we'll do like a slow burning playthrough of us building a little village in Animal Crossing for GameCube.
When you play Animal Crossing, what do you experience? What does it take you back to?
It takes me back to this weird phase when I was growing up. I don't know. It was this weird, really nostalgic comfort that I can't really put into words. It's not like anything else, but it's this strange nostalgia that when I hear the music, when I see the characters, when I start playing the game, I feel this like this very just pure happiness, I guess.
Yeah.
Because well, it's a good game in my opinion, but mainly I feel that because of the emotions that it brought me, back in the day when I first played it. And then, I feel that stuff again. It's the same way with The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening for Game Boy Color. That is a game that, when I play it, it almost makes me want to cry. And that sounds really stupid, but it's like there are certain games in my life that when I play them, it makes me feel like I want to cry. Not like because I'm sad, but because it strikes this weird like nostalgia chord that's like the type of nostalgia that just makes you like wish you could go back there, and you feel it again when you play those games.
I feel like it's almost like a sad thing because it's like I know for a fact I enjoyed games more when I was a kid, and I still love them. I love them right now, but I know like I had this other kind of amusement and adoration for them when I was younger, and I think because it's like it's all I did. It's like I would come home from school and I would play video games, or I played split screen video games with my friends. And when you're younger, you don't have all this shit that you've been through or shit that that you're gonna have to go through because you're not so fucking cynical. And I just miss like back in the day, I just used to sit on my floor and like play War of the Monsters on my PlayStation 2. And just like look at the character screen and be like, oh, that character looks cool. I want to unlock him, and looking up guides on like how do I get this character?
Oh yeah,
and shit like that.
And
when you used to want to work to get through the game instead of like I don't know. I've played a lot of games. I've played a lot of games recently, single player, that just like it's a slodge to get through. It's just cutscene after cutscene after like setup after setup, and it's just kind of boring after a while. And I don't know. When I was younger, games were also harder because I guess like I didn't think as I do now as an adult. Like I can think more strategically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, that's also like why kids play games for so many hours, because they get stuck on something they really want to work through it.
Very stubborn.
I know, but I think the biggest nostalgia thing about games for me is the music. Like when I hear the music from games that I used to love, it just takes me back, and it like it's crazy the way it feels. I love listening to music from games that I used to love. And like it's great when you really love music from a game, and that's one of the reasons I love Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
because the music in Animal Crossing is fantastic. It is amazing. Same with Katamari Damacy.
You've been playing the clicker game of that.
Not so much anymore. I kind of got bored of it, but it's a cool little game you should check out. However, the music in Katamari Damacy, fucking fantastic. But like, I don't know. There's just something about video game music that is so like charming to me.
That's why I love playing through Donkey Kong Country again. I love this. I love the soundtrack. I love all the sound effects and everything. I just love the art style. Like, I played Donkey Kong Country too, and I kind of ranted about you over my vacation of why I was like, I don't like things that they changed from the first one.
Yeah,
and I just have to go back to the first one. And it's maybe if I played the second one when I was younger, I'd defend it more. But the first one is just like it's perfect to me.
But the second one is different from what you remembered. So yeah, maybe if you did play it when you were younger, it would be different. But
the saves are still annoying. Like collecting the fucking tokens and shit. That's stupid. I don't like it.
I actually just bought Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Advance because I recently ordered an old Game Boy Advance online because I want to try to mess around with it, see if I can like paint it or add a backlight.
See if you can beat it.
Yeah, but I got a couple games. I got Donkey Kong. I got WarioWare Twisted, which is a fantastic Game Boy Advance game. Any WarioWare game is super fun.
And then played the one for the DS.
Oh, that's a really good one. The one for Wii is probably my favorite. WarioWare Smooth Moves.
We'll have to play that.
We should definitely play it. It's got really fun multiplayer. It's a I remember the reason I got that game was because I had this Wii game way back in the day called Elebits, which I was like in love with. Really cool game. Another one of those nostalgic games for me. But my next door neighbor, who was a couple years older than me, was like, "Hey, can I borrow that game?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. You can have it for a few days." And he drove away, and then he got into like a terrible car accident with the game in his car. And then later he was like, "Yeah, the game is gone after the car accident." And I was like, "Oh, what do you mean it's gone?" He's like, "It's just gone." I'm like, okay. So when he's like, "Here, I'll give you this really weird game in exchange." So then he gave me WarioWare, and I was like, "What is this?" So then I played it, and I was like, "Okay, I can deal with this." It's WarioWare.
I dig it.
That's a really weird reason why I got that game, but it is a super cool game. The whole WarioWare series.
I the mini game games that I played a lot where I bought the Raving Rabbit games for the Wii.
I had that for Wii too, like the very first Raving Rabbids game.
I love playing with friends and shit. That was just really fun.
I love the whole Rayman series way back in the day, like Rayman.
There's the one
2?
for the N64, I think, that I played.
Yeah,
which was really fun and creepy. Everything like polygonal was very creepy to me.
Yeah, that's why the 3D Legend of Zelda games were kind of creepy. Like the moon in Majora's Mask is terrifying because I don't know, it's just like the less detail in it kind of makes it creepier than like, you know, when they redesigned Majora's Mask for the 3DS.
Yeah,
I feel like the moon lost a little bit of its creepiness because some of the creepiness came from that just kind of like low frame rate, polygonal, just like creepy face staring at you. Did you ever play Majora's Mask?
I always watched my cousin play it. I usually just always watched him play games. I watched him play Luigi's Mansion, and when I talk about because he always had the Super Nintendo or like the GameCube before I did, or like I would get it, but
son of a little bastard.
Yeah, or like the thing is, maybe I got him before him. I think I actually got him before him, but like he got all the right games, and I was always like looking for cool games to buy, and I just never found the right one. And then I watched him play it, and it was like weird. I guess it's why people enjoy Let's Plays. It was cool just to like sit back, relax, and watch him complete it because I knew he was gonna beat it. I didn't know what I would be doing in the game, but if he was in the middle of it, I'm like, oh, I want to watch you beat this boss because he described bosses to me, and I just ask him to like beat bosses, and I know I probably wouldn't be able to do it because I didn't play the game before. He's like, yeah, I know how to beat this boss, and he'd do it, and I'd be like, whoa, that's so cool because I got to see something that I probably wouldn't have had the time or patience to do myself. And I would just get to see him do it, and I think I really, really fucking enjoyed, like, kind of bonding in that sense, in that way with him. And then, of course, split screen came in when, like, Halo and all that started becoming popular.
It was like, whoa!
Yeah.
What was... I'm trying to think of, like, what my first game was. Do you know what your first game was?
My first video game of all time?
Yeah.
It's definitely Pokemon. Definitely Pokemon, yeah. My first, I'm trying to decide whether it was Pokemon or the arcade system at the YMCA that had Super Mario, the original Super Mario Brothers on it.
There's a place in Santa Monica that has like an original Super Mario Bros.
You said that recently.
I did, yeah, but it's pretty cool. It's like the picture on the side is actually like hand painted. So, but yeah, my sister had a Game Boy Color when I was young, and I used to play on that. So I don't know if that counts as like my first game, but it would be Pokemon Crystal, I think. No, Pokemon Silver, not Crystal. Yeah, Pokemon Silver. And then, oh my god, dude. When I was a little kid, my dad got a computer for the house, and there was this game called Bugdom.
Wow.
Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, never mind. Now I think I know my first game. Now that you mentioned the computer.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. It was definitely this game called Bugdom for me, which is this really like, I don't know, it's really cheap 3D game where you played as like a roly-poly in this massive like bug kingdom, and you have to go save the princess or one of those typical game things. But it was really fun.
Yeah, one of my first games was the Windows pinball game.
Oh,
I want to play that. Is there a site where I can play that?
Yeah, let's do a Let's Play of that of the fucking
I
Windows
love the
pinball
sound
game.
effects. It's like it's just yeah. I'm like, oh, I love it.
Oh, dude, what about did you ever play Math Blaster?
Was that this thing that they gave out for school?
I think some, but it was like, yeah, I think so. No, the one they gave out at school, that was Clue Finders. Did you ever play Clue Finders?
Yeah.
Where it was like, it had like the little floating like computer thing, and it was
I didn't
like a team
like
of
them.
kids.
They weren't fun. I was like,
dude, I loved
cool
them.
Video games. They weren't fun. I didn't want to solve puzzles. I wanted to just have fun and do shit.
And I had, what other, like, of those computer games? I had Reader Rabbit. I had
I remember Reader Rabbit.
There was one Reader Rabbit game that's really nostalgic to me.
I didn't mind Reader Rabbit. Reader Rabbit was all right.
I can't find it though. I've searched so far and wide to try to find this game. Maybe you guys can help me. It was like, basically, it was like a bunch of different levels or different like rooms, and each one was for a different letter of the alphabet, and it had different things of that letter you could click on. But it was so nostalgic to me. And then there was something.
There would be an apple in A.
Yeah, and I remember G had grapes, and they were like on a tree, and you click it, and he would like eat one and be like, grapes.
A picture of your mom, you gloss over. It's just called Anal Ann.
God damn it, Ryan.
Yeah, but meant like she's very anal.
Why is that an adjective? Like, why is that like a commonly used adjective? Like, you're so anal. It's like you'd think like in this day and age when that word is such a commonly used word and that negative connotation that people wouldn't use it at all. Like, it'd be a very like, you know.
Did anal come first before anal?
Yes, like anal as in ass came first because it's a part of the body.
So anal came first. Okay, yeah.
I feel like the word anal, the adjective, is supposed to be not pronounced the same as like anus, like that one. I think it should be like anal or something. But people
so
just
anal.
But I feel like people
anal.
just.
I think it's pronounced anal.
Is it?
Because you have some like you know the phrase is like what's he have a stick up his ass or whatever they say.
Oh wait. Maybe is it literally the exact same word? Like it means the same thing.
Yeah. Maybe.
No, but I hear it in like professional contexts.
You have a stick up your ass, you anal fucker.
That's my new username, anal fucker.
The anal fucker.
That's me, the anal fucker.
Your high school AOL username, just fucking Matt the anal fucker 90 what 5?
96 actually. And then right now the people listening are like, I was born in 96. He's my age.
Oh, the 14-year-old.
Hold on a second, Ryan. Can we talk about Chris Chan?
No, oh god, it makes me cringe. I don't want to think about that shit, dude. It's so.
Can we just talk about it a little bit? Can we address it?
Oh man, you can. It just makes me uncomfortable.
All right, so I don't. Some of you.
Are we gonna talk about what the thing?
I'll briefly go into it just a little bit.
Nobody wants to hear this shit. It's disgusting.
Are you sure?
It's if you think that people would want to hear you talk about Chris Chan's endeavors.
No, wait, don't
endeavors.
Okay.
His gooch endeavors.
Yeah.
Then sure.
Ryan, you know that now because you've prefaced it like that, everyone's like, I gotta hear it.
They can go read about it.
Well, then they're gonna look it up and then they're gonna go see the pictures.
Well, I'm
trying to save them from that.
Eternal Eclipse or whatever his name to make a fucking like ASMR video about it. What's his name?
Ephemeral Rift?
Yeah, him. Eternal Eclipse.
Close
Same
enough.
Thing.
Yeah, but like, so basically, there's a guy named Chris Chan. He makes like
and
Sonic.
His family on vacation to the 20s. Sorry.
Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry. Guy named Chris Chan, a little bit of a special dude. He makes Sonic stuff, but basically, recently he got a piercing in his gooch. For those of you who don't know what a gooch is, for some reason, it's the space between your balls and your asshole. He got a piercing there because he said that it's where his clit would be if he were a girl, and he wants to like feed his lesbian soul because he believes he's a lesbian trapped in a man's body. So, you know, long story short, he gets this piercing and then unpierces it and then re-pierces it or something like that. Well, of course, you know, this thing becomes like a disgusting gash and becomes infected and like heals itself. So it's like this really gross like wound. So what does he think? He thinks that he's growing a vagina. He thinks that it's his lesbian soul inside of him like growing a vagina. And he thinks because he watched some like high frequency videos, it like made his body grow a vagina through like subliminal messaging or something. So basically that's where it is now. He's posting pictures of it on Facebook and stuff. And basically it's going to get really fucking infected.
Why are you so interested in this shit?
It's funny to me, dude.
Why is it funny? It's just gross and stupid.
Because this dude is literally like what is wrong with him? Why like
he's just dumb.
I know, but he's going to die.
End of story.
He's going to die because it's going to get infected and he refuses to get medical help, so he's a dumbass.
People die all the time.
But he's going to die because he thinks he has a vagina.
About it, just because he's being weird about it, we're going to give him a round of applause.
Round of applause for your vagina, Chris. Anyway, let's that's all you guys need to know about Chris Chan. Go look up pictures of his
That's all they need to know. That's pretty much everything about him. That's all he wants to be known for.
His vagina, which is really just a massive gash in his gooch.
Yeah. God. Ew.
That sounds like a band, like Gooch Gash.
Oh, God damn it.
Okay, well, what do you want to talk about? Let's move on.
No, just sorry, I'm like
visibly distraught. You're rubbing your eyes. You're just like I see it in your face.
Picture it. It's just
you wanted to see the picture.
I know. Well, I showed you. At first, I did it. I'm like, okay, go ahead and show me. And you showed me. I'm like, ew.
Yeah, it's fucking gross.
Because it's just a wound that needs to be healed.
I don't know. It kind of does look like a vagina a little bit.
No,
a little bit. Chris, Oni agreed.
Like open wounds.
Yeah, like dog mouth. Like, have you ever seen the side of like a dog's mouth?
Yeah, I own a dog, Matt.
Have you ever looked at his mouth?
I've looked at my dog's mouth.
Have you ever thought that looks like a vagina?
My penis never thought that because I've never been aroused by it.
I'm not talking about being aroused. I'm talking about your conscious mind was like, huh, that has a striking resemblance to female genitalia.
Some dog gums are like blackish too. Why would that remind
Some vaginas are blackish.
Like a dog's mouth I don't know, goes from like pink, like it just like has a little design, like it's like a wavy design of black.
Dogs have weird fucking lips and gums, though. Dogs don't have lips. I'm sorry. Dogs have weird gums, though.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
Like the ridges and stuff. It psychs me out when I say I don't like it. It's like, ugh, get that away from me.
Just if Lego wanted to, he could rip out my throat while I was asleep.
Yeah, and I feel like Banana could honestly. I'm laying in bed. He could sink his teeth into my neck and probably do a little bit of damage. I don't know if he could kill me, but he could do some damage. You know, if Banana were like 4 times bigger, he'd fucking kill us both.
Yeah. He would, because he's a fucking cat and he's not domesticated.
He's domesticated, just not, it's not deep down in his DNA like it is for Lego. Banana would fucking tear us to shreds and eat us but he's so sweet.
That's like putting like a fucking great white shark in a little, like shrinking it and putting it in a fish tank and going, it's domesticated because I can own it and it can't kill me.
No, but Banana...
Because it's not big enough to murder me.
Dude, when he's not...
Banana was... It doesn't matter. Any cat, if it was big, is going to murder someone.
Yeah,
unless they're trained, which Banana isn't trained.
Well, he's so sweet, though, when it's at nighttime, okay? I'll climb into bed, and then usually, like, 30 seconds of me climbing in bed, he'll climb up on my bed. And last night, he laid on his back. I was basically spooning him, and he's laying on his back with all his paws out in the air, and he was just laying on his back purring, and he was so sweet. And it's like, how could he ever kill anything? But then I know if he were the size of a tiger, he would destroy me.
He'd kill. Like, there's this video that I sent you of this like woman being dragged off
in China by a tiger. I was just minding my business in my room. It was like 1 a.m. and I get a text from Ryan. It's a YouTube link, and I click it, and it's just a woman being killed by a tiger. I'm like, all right.
I just thought it was interesting. I don't know. I'm morbidly intrigued by shit like that because
I think everyone is.
It dragged her off so quickly. And it's strong, powerful. It's such a powerful, strong animal, and we think humans are the top of a food chain, but exit your car and you're toast.
Yeah, it's we're not the top of the food chain. We just have established a
dominance over every other fucking species.
Yeah, so, because of modern day technology, we're the top of the food chain. But, if we were out in the wild, we'd be dead pretty quick. I don't know. I think everyone has a morbid curiosity to an extent. Some people, I feel like guys have it more than others. So I don't know. Susie has a pretty morbid curiosity.
Yeah.
I
feel like everyone does. I feel like everyone has that. I mean, that's why there's traffic sometimes when there's a car accident and people
slow down and they want to look at it. Yeah. They want to see if there's gore or anything. And it's like,
and then they may not be like, I want to see if they're okay, or I just wanted to see what's going on. I want to see exactly. No, I mean,
you're drawn to the.
If it's a bigger crash, you're more like, it sounds weird, but if it's a bigger crash, it feels like it's like, oh wow, like I waited for this type of thing.
Yeah, no.
If it's like a fender bender, you're like, oh, people are pulling over and slowing down for this shit. It's like, but like if someone dies and it's like, oh no, like that changes the story
because people want to see what they don't want to see in a way. It's that weird like it's that strange attraction to death because it's so unknown and so like disturbing and stuff.
Death is fucking scary, dude.
Yeah, it's terrifying, but you can't.
I'm awake at night sometimes just thinking about it, and I'm scared.
You can't be afraid of it though. I mean, easier said than done, but. It's like, of course.
We could walk out to the parking lot tonight and someone just pop in the back of my head. I wouldn't know.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, I probably would. I'd be like, oh shit, Ryan just got shot, and then I get shot too.
Yeah.
But it's like we could fucking.
I just shit myself. Sorry, shit.
Yeah, but Ryan just shit himself a little bit. But
sorry.
But back to the death talk. It's like, I mean, I'd lie if I said I wasn't afraid of death. But I mean, everyone's afraid of death to an extent.
I don't let it it doesn't control my actions.
I know someone,
but I do have regular safety. Like, I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. No one's gonna be like, I'm not scared of death at all. I'm gonna eat this cyanide pill. 'Cause, I don't give a shit about death. I'm gonna stand on top of this moving car. I'm gonna jump in front of this train, just see what it feels like. But it's like, I don't know. It's like everyone has a weird curiosity. That's why subreddits exist. Like, watch people die in morbid reality.
Yeah, morbid reality. I definitely have been watching a lot of watch people. Like, man, people.
It sounds weird saying
people
that.
are gonna go to these subreddits.
Okay, if you don't want to watch people die, don't go to
like,
a subreddit called Watch People Die.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, and that's advertising it more. Like, if I was young and listening to this, I'd want to see it.
No, when I was young, it's weird because,
when we were young, the more, like, sexually disgusting stuff was popular. Like, 2 Girls, 1 Cup, and 2 Guys in a Sandbox.
Oh, yeah, 2 Kids in a Sandbox. That's good shit. But
it's disgusting.
It's weird. When I was in middle school, like, when you start to see more of, like, how the world really is, I don't know. It was weird because, like, at a young age, of course, I have the internet all to myself. So, you get curious and you look things up. And, like, of course, at a young age, when I'm 13, of course, like, one of the things I looked up was, I feel like a lot of kids do this. They look up, gore, that kind of thing, because you're curious about it. And I remember it, like, fucked me up after I saw some, but, like, I don't know. It's that weird, like, it's interesting.
Well,
not in like an attractive way, of course, not like in a sexual way, but it's like a weird, like,
it's like, this shit happens. It's kind of like it's a difference between,
it's reality.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's the difference between hearing 40 dead in mass shooting just this week,
hearing it on the news,
and then hearing it on the news, and you're like, oh my god, that's terrible. But, like, I don't know. When I go and search this stuff and I see the world for what it is, and, like, all the violence and shit that happens, it just makes me okay, I actually understand what's going on now. I actually understand how fucking brutal it is. And, like, it's not like this kind of, like, I'm not like, oh no, another shooting, oh no, violence. Whenever it happens in the media, of course I'm affected and I think it's terrible, but I'm not surprised by anything that happens anymore. I'm not in the least. I've seen too much and I've heard too much.
It's just, there's been a massive spike in the number of like, mass murders recently, like, in 2016.
Yeah. Well, like, even history proves us right. Even in our lifetime with 9/11, bring that up. Yay, hello, George W. Bush, haha, jokes. But that's a big fucking event that happened in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And, and I feel like since that happened in my lifetime, it's going to be hard for something else to trump it, except for the beginning of Trump.
Yeah, I was just about to make that joke.
I was just saying that because of wordplay, but for some reason I thought is it weird that when I thought of Trump's name, World War III also entered my head?
No, because of the fucking shit he says. It's not weird at all. Someone, like, no one's gonna be offended. Like, oh, you.
Dude, Donald Trump's a goofy fucking man, dude.
He's such a stupid cunt.
He's such a goofy dude.
Like, I hope he becomes president just so I can say on this podcast, like, if he's our future president, he's a cunt, dude.
Dude, he's so fucking goofy.
He's an idiot.
I can't get over it. I'm so interested by him. I'm so interested by this whole campaign.
And that's why he's in the fucking lead in the polls, because everyone's like, he gets so much media time, and he's like a train wreck, and people, dude, bringing it full circle, back to the fucking, like, people are intrigued by, like, morbid shit. People like watching train wrecks. People like watching bad shit happen.
Well, it's
people like watching
TV.
Donald Trump, yeah.
There's a thing on YouTube, I think it's a video that explains it. He's, like, doing what reality TV does, and he's
people
like going in the same kind of, like, waveform, that big reaction, small reaction, all that type of shit.
Yeah,
when it comes to the shows.
And the media is like, oh, this is perfect. How many views and everything we're gonna get if we headline what Donald Trump said. He said this ridiculous thing about Mexicans. Let's headline it. 1 million views. Everyone's gonna be watching our news network, and they keep doing that, and it feeds into this massive just cycle. And then next thing you know, he's leading in the polls because there's a lot of stupid people out there. And then all that exposure of Donald Trump gets to all those stupid people. And then next thing you know, we got Donald Trump leading our country. It can't happen, Ryan. It can't.
It's gonna happen. Well, it's likely.
It's possible.
And I honestly, like, I don't know. I've read up on a lot on both candidates, and I don't want to give, like, I'm not gonna say which one I'd rather have. I'm just gonna say either side I look at is not enjoyable. It's not enjoyable. It's not a good experience. I don't know. I'm not proud.
Everyone's like,
I'm not proud of the way things have turned out.
You gotta pick one. It's like, no, I don't. I just fucking hate them both, so I don't have to pick either one. It's like, I'm not, my voice on politics and my opinions on politics and even my vote, it's not, I'm not discouraging anyone from voting. I think everyone should vote. I'm just saying that it's not going to make a difference. So I'm not, people are like, oh, well, you're not voting, you're part of the problem. It's like, I'm just not going to get involved because, it's not worth my time. It's a whole publicity stunt. It's all stupid shit, and it's like, I'm not going to make a difference.
I'm not in the place to help either.
Yeah, exactly.
Side,
so
honestly.
It's like
it's not like well, you can choose the I don't know, the worst, the best of the worst.
The lesser of two evils.
Yeah,
as they say.
And it's just, and I'm not even gonna say, I don't know. There are other candidates, of course, in this term that. I mean, this has been a very entertaining, eventful.
Oh, this has been the most entertaining election I've ever been alive to witness.
It provided so much entertainment.
I hope they're all like this.
Until it became so fucking real and scary. We were all laughing, and now it's just kind of like, it's almost like I'm testing you in the car. Like, I'm like, oh, am I going to brake, Matt? Am I going to brake? And now it's getting
exciting.
We're way too close to the edge of a cliff now for you to feel comfortable.
And I'm like, well, Ryan, you probably should have braked by now.
Yeah,
and I say that as we're fucking in midair, going off the cliff. Like, you should have braked by now.
Yeah.
It was exciting at first. Like, oh, is it going to brake? Oh, of course it's going to. Oh, fuck.
Part of me feels like, I wonder if this is just what politics always was. And now that
we're just old enough to see it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
It's just a pissing contest.
It is, but I think that this election will go down in history. Because I think that this election...
Either way, you're getting a big goofy fuck as a president or the first woman president. It's going to make history either way.
South Park...
Big goofy Donald Trump.
Well, this is what we can be sure of. No matter which one of those candidates becomes president, it's going to suck. But then, they're never going to get elected for a second term. Neither one of them will get elected for a second term. People are going to be listening to this in like 4 years and be like, he's getting elected for a second term.
I know.
No, but like...
Trump's going to be celebrating at the DNC next year. He's going to take over the fucking left.
Yeah, but basically, it's like no matter which one we pick, it's going to suck for 4 years, but then after that, it's going to be this amazing, probably like growth where it's like, oh, they're gone, and now we have a new candidate, and America is just on the upward rise now.
That's when like a Hitler type comes into place.
A dictator can come in.
Yeah, that's where he's going to like, oh, anyone besides those two, and then we're just going to get fucking Hitler, who faked his death and has been hiding out in South America.
He's still alive, actually.
Yeah, so if you're out there, Hitler,
I think he's actually probably a big fan. He commented on one of our videos, no joke.
Yeah?
Well, there was a user named Hitler, so, I mean, if he's a big fan, if you're a fan of Super Megacast, thank you, sir.
Stop it. Adolf, you know this is getting you into trouble.
Ooh.
Adolf, they're tapping into your fucking... He's coming, dude.
Send us a message, though, for real. DM us. But we have some ideas. However, did you see the Eric Andre at the Republican National Convention video?
Such a clusterfuck of entertainment.
I love Eric Andre. He's like
that's the perfect way to kind of describe his comedy. Just a clusterfuck of entertainment.
Yeah, he just goes to the Republican National Convention and he just basically trolls people. He just like he'll get a whole bunch of things in his arms and then just like walk and just trip, or he'll just like go pee outside the building. And there's this guy named Alex Jones who runs Infowars, which is a really crazy
Infowars.
It's a crazy fucking website. But Eric Andre like went to the Infowars rally and he like was in the audience holding up a microphone on like a 10-foot pole, like, I want an interview with Alex.
Yeah.
And like there's like guys with "Don't Tread on Me" flags like fighting his like microphone with it. And then Alex Jones sees him and he's like, bring the guy from The Daily Show up here. Bring him up, because he thinks he thinks he's Trevor Noah. And he brings Eric Andre on stage and he's like,
does he really think he's Trevor Noah?
And he starts talking to him about The Daily Show and he's like, I'm not on The Daily Show, but I want you to have sex with my wife.
I'm serious. Here's my hotel key. I want you to fuck my wife.
Yeah, on stage, and like all these Trump supporters are like booing and they're wearing shirts that say like Trump's militia and stuff. Because those people fucking exist, dude. And it makes me sad. Like, you are entitled to whatever opinion you have, but some opinions are just fucked up.
Just weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm the crazy one, because it seems like the majority are voting.
Trump.
The majority. Trump is the head. Hillary's the head. Like this is what it is. This is what it is.
To a lot of people, we are the
crazy
ones.
What?
To a lot of people, we are the crazy ones. We're the wrong ones, and to us, they're the wrong ones. But to them, we're the wrong ones.
But doesn't that make us? If more people, if this is a true democracy, then aren't we the wrong ones in this argument?
But Ryan, we don't need to open this can of worms. But America's not a true democracy. It's not a true democracy. But I don't think either one of them actually got where they are from votes.
That's college conversation.
Yeah,
that's just cringy college conversation.
You'd have that one out in the quad.
Yeah,
you debate some Christians out in the quad.
Over in the shoe.
The horseshoe at USC. God, I miss USC a lot.
I went there for a year. You went there for a year.
I did, and so did you. I loved USC. We're talking about University of South Carolina.
I went there for a year. You went for the I said something, then you repeated it back to me.
I know, because I couldn't think of what to say. I was like, I did, yeah. I did go to college for a year. Yeah, but...
You were saying something stupid, I'm sure.
Okay, guys, well, that is about all the time we got for this episode of Super Mega Cast. Just to reiterate, Super Mega Cast is now on iTunes and Google Play Music. And what we're going to do is we're putting the podcast on YouTube every Thursday, and then it's going to drop on iTunes every Saturday.
Yep.
You gotta listen to it on YouTube if you want it early. Otherwise, just wait until it comes out on iTunes and Google Play on Saturdays.
We're selfish little gremlins that want your money.
We want your money,
even though it's not your money. It's advertisers'
We're not stealing anyone's money, but big corporations. So.
Unless you're with YouTube Red, then thanks for your hard-earned cash.
Help us steal corporations' monies by watching our podcast on YouTube. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Fun little podcast, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Buttholes.
Value in Florida
that I remember about Florida aren't the gators, and I've never seen an alligator in Florida, but the one thing I remember are these giant fucking locusts or whatever they were. They're like giant grasshoppers, and my grandmother would always crunch them. They were like the size of her fucking shoe.
Wait, what?
Crunch them as in like step on them, not like eat them.
I thought you meant like your grandma would, like,
would just pick them up off the ground.
Big ass bugs and just like, hey,
no.
Ryan, watch your old grandma do this.
Has something happened in Florida again recently?
No, I was just thinking about Florida, and
They've had some really fucking bad luck.
Have they? What happened in Florida?
Orlando?
Oh, well, that sounds insane. Yeah, of course, I knew that. Yes.
And the Disneyland thing.
With the kid getting
There's
eaten
been like
by
two shootings, like public like record shootings, I guess. Well, not public
mass
record, but like mass media covered shootings.
Yeah.
And then like the kid at Disneyland.
Yeah, Florida hasn't been having a too good of a time.
It was all in 1 week.
And also, dude, fucking like what they get all these Category 5 hurricanes that hit them sometimes, and just
really.
Like, yeah, Florida is literally like the worst spot for hurricanes.
I don't pay attention to Florida. I don't have there's not an inkling in me that goes, let's go to Florida.
That's why property value in Florida, or like insurance for houses near the coast in Florida, it's like so fucking high, because they're like, you're gonna need this insurance. You have to buy it, because they know that everyone has to buy it. They hike the prices up way high, because like I would hate living like on the coast of Florida, like near the southern
You
tip.
lived on the coast of Florida?
No, I said I would hate living,
okay.
because it's like, okay, a massive hurricane is going to come and destroy everything. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And kind of the same thing for living in Charleston, actually, where I grew up, because in 1989, I believe, there was a Category 5 hurricane called Hurricane Hugo that just fucking destroyed everything. But that was before I was born, so...
Yeah, wasn't it like a movement recently, like where feminists, whatever, like put up a thing that like hurricanes should now have female names as well?
Hurricanes do have female names.
Oh, like Katrina and stuff. I don't know. There's this like I can't remember what it was. What am I talking
Literally
about?
every hurricane that I can remember is a female name. Katrina, Irene.
What am I thinking? I thought like there was this like thing.
They want more representation for like different races in hurricane
Maybe
names?
I'm bullshitting. What are other things that have names, big events? Tsunamis?
No, tsunamis. Tsunami Michael. Man, I remember when Michael hit. They name snowstorms now in the winter. Yeah, that's like, I think it's a recent thing, but they name like, it'll be like Winter Storm Bertha. And it's like, oh, okay.
Well, I know there's a fucking blog being typed out about my lies about feminists.
Ryan McGee, feminist expert in air quotes.
Yeah, air like quotes. Quotations.
God, but like, God,
did you see the what are they called, the headlines for the Ghostbusters thing, where it's like, grown man children despise the Ghostbusters trailer, despite having not even like. There's a bunch of headlines
it's
that
just a fucking bad movie. I fucking hated it. Not because like, and people like, oh no, you hate feminism. It's like, no, it was a bad fucking. If they had casted men in that movie and it was acted the same way.
I told you
the
if it was
delivery,
like Channing Tatum and a bunch of other people.
Yeah, and it was those jokes that they chose and that writing and editing. I would have fucking hated it just as much because it's a fucking bad movie.
Well, the thing is, the marketing was really smart on like Sony's behalf in a sense, because like the angle that they took, where if you don't like the movie, then you're a misogynist. Like, you hear that argument. Like, if the moment I say I don't like the movie, that's the first argument that people come up with.
It's similar to like in 2008, where it's like Obama was running, and it's like, hey, if you don't like Obama, you're racist. That type of thing.
It's a scare tactic that for some reason was very widely spread by the media. I don't understand why that specific one. I guess because it's a popular topic with feminism, honestly. Because you have to admit, like it's the notoriety that they're giving it has heightened a lot within like the past few years. Yeah, definitely. And it's like just throwing this out there, like, we have nothing against feminism. Ryan and I we are feminists. It's a legitimate good cause, but we're talking about like the extremist feminism, like like neo-feminism, the ones that are like regular, like they're like the people that complain about hurricane names. Like, the only thing you have to do with your time, like if in your world the biggest concern are the names of hurricanes not being enough like female names or something, you are really fucking stupid, because there's like people being killed in North Korea and stuff, and just imagine the change, not even change, just imagine the stories that would be brought up if instead of stuff like the white man children dislike all female Ghostbusters because misogyny, all that stuff. Like, imagine if that changed and it was more like women outraged at the lack of like help in like Middle Eastern countries for women's rights. Like, I don't see that headline pop up as often as I do some bullshit like these celebrities make a lot of money and you should feel bad for them. Kim Kardashian goes bowling. Legitimately, I forgot what website I was on, but like it was some big news website, and like one of the top stories was literally Kim Kardashian goes bowling. Or maybe it was Snooki. It might have been Snooki. It was a while back, but I just remember seeing like Snooki goes bowling. And I remember I saw it on the day of some big event that I was like trying to get more info on, and that was fucking ahead of the other thing. And I'm like, why? I don't give a fuck if Snooki goes bowling. That's just a tactic that I've heard, like conspiracy theories. Like, they'll just put out like big stories, like big nonsensical stories that are just like blow up for some reason, like the dress thing. Yeah. Like, to cover up like laws or shit that are. No, it'll be like, yeah, there's like a law that's gonna be passed. We gotta divert people's attention. Hurry, upload this picture of a dress and create a fake controversy. Go. Like, they have like the NSA as a team of like memers that just like have all this stuff on standby, like a meme bank of like, we got new memes to drop whenever we need to pass the law that'll ban the gay people from kissing each other. There's like no doubt that the government's powerful, but I think they're also fucking stupid. Ryan, you can't say that. So Ryan, they're listening to us right now. I don't know, when we're talking about like the government hiding stuff, I feel like it's possible, but that at the extent in this day and age, it's too easy for stuff to slip. Ryan, I just want to say, I love the government. I think that they're wonderful and very comprehensive. Yeah, what I'm saying is that the government's fine, but it's real people behind the fucking geniuses mold. What? Great people. No. Right. What? Ryan. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Our government is great. I actually like America. I like living here. No, I love it. You say, okay, but like for real, like you have a lot of people like complaining about it, like about all the problems that we're having. We have a lot better than a lot of countries. And I look around at like North Korea with its fucking prison camps that are probably going to topple the Holocaust. Yeah, I can definitely attest to that. I love North Korea. No, that sounds weird. That makes it sound like, oh, I love North Korea. Is that statistic true though? With the whole how many people are actually dying in? Okay, well, I've read a couple books about North Korea because in high school and a little bit in college, I had this big North Korea phase where I was just obsessed with I don't know, I was so fascinated by North Korea, so I read all about the history and all about it, and I watched a bunch of interviews and documentaries and shit from people that have escaped.
And God, it's fucking awful, dude.
Really?
Like, it is absolutely awful. I forgot who said it, but someone said that, like, once North Korea collapses and, like, the world truly discovers what's going on in the prison camps, and, like, stories from the survivors, like, it will go down in history as, like, I think bigger than the Holocaust, like, the greatest human rights, like, violation ever, like, in history, because how fucking just messed up the shit that's happening in those prison camps is. And in total, I can't say any numbers because I used to know them, but it's been a while, so I forgot. But they're massive numbers of the total amount of people that have been imprisoned in these prison camps in North Korea. And, you know, they get put in for, like, people have been put in these prison camps allegedly for, like, whistling, like, pop songs from South Korea. Or they forget to put on their pin of, like, the great leaders, or their paintings of them are crooked. Because in every building in North Korea, it's required that there's like these photographs of you know, Kim Jong-un and Kim Jong-il and stuff. They have to be there and, like, dusted and stuff. And people will fucking get put in prison for, you know, not showing the utmost respect to that. And it goes as far as people even, like, if you're suspected of being a spy, you can get thrown in prison just for nothing more than pure suspicion. And even if, for instance, like, say you have an uncle you've never met in your life, you've never spoken to him. If he were to get in trouble for something like suspicion of being a spy, they'll take your fucking whole family too, even if you've never met them, because they're so paranoid and they're so. And the thing is, it's like they, like, you know, allegedly from people that have defected from North Korea, they say that if you, like, because people have this idea that everyone in North Korea, like, believes all of the bullshit about, like, Kim Jong-un and stuff, and it's like, oh, he's the most glorious person. But allegedly, like, on the inside, like, everyone knows like the truth. Everyone knows, like, that it's not what it is, and they know it's a dictatorship. And the few people that do actually believe all of the, like, lies, or, like, just looked at as everyone else looks at them like they're stupid, because, like, it's crazy, dude. And North Korea probably won't be around by 2020. It'll probably have, or I could be wrong, but I don't think it can last long enough to.
Jeez. I was just reading the statistics, actually, because I was looking it up as you were talking, because I was interested just to, like, fact check you, I guess.
Yeah.
Dude, there's no joke. Like, it says, like, 400,000 people have died in, like, the camps due to, like, torture, starvation, disease, and execution and shit. And then, like, between 600,000 and 2.5 million people have starved to death because of the way the government treats its people.
Yeah, I forgot who said it. I think Kim Il-sung or Kim Jong-il said that the reason he said something about, like, it's not, he's like, oh, you only need, like, a third of the population to win a war or something, and that was the reason for, you know, not having all this food or something. It's like, it can be a great nation with only 1/3 of the population. He said some quote like that when like, confronted about the whole starving issue, because everyone in North Korea is starving. And even with all of the, like, foreign aid with food going in, people, like, are still starving.
AIDS?
Dude, aids are going straight into North Korea. They're shipping aids right in there. Well, actually, speaking of that, North Korea is, like, one of the biggest meth exporters in the world. North Korea has, like, a shit ton of meth labs.
What?
And then the Yakuza, the Japanese mafia, which is the biggest organized crime syndicate in the world.
You were telling me about them. Don't they have, like, a big hit on, like, the porn industry?
They run the Japanese porn industry,
Yeah.
but they also they basically kind of run, like, Japanese politics and, like, the banking system, because, like, all big politicians and companies are, like, tied with the Yakuza in Japan. It's really corrupt.
Are there any in the United States of America?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some, but
if they hear this podcast, is it possible that
we dishonored them? They're gonna fucking kill us, dude.
Yeah.
No, but there's, like, it's, like, massive. It's like 100-something thousand people.
They'll cut off your, like, thumb? Or
no,
whatever?
your pinky.
Your pinky.
I think it's like if you do something, they cut off, like, your pinky at, like, the knuckle. And there was, like, apparently when the earthquake and tsunami happened in Japan in 2011, the Yakuza got, like, helicopters and aid out to their people before, like, the government even got it out to regular Japanese people. Pretty crazy. But back to how that tied in North Korea, I think that North Korea and the Yakuza, like, they work together to smuggle meth from North Korea into, like, Japan and stuff like that. So I think most meth in Japan comes from, like, North Korea. A lot of meth comes from North Korea.
Damn.
Imagine like a Breaking Bad type show, but it takes place in like North Korea.
They already had the Mexican remake.
Dude,
have you seen that?
Yeah, I have. I have not watched the whole thing, but I've seen the first episode and I have seen the last episode.
To me, it looks like a student film copy and pasting what Breaking Bad did.
I mean, I don't think it's terribly awful, but they fucking like they made all of it in like a year. It's definitely way cheaper.
It's like soap opera-y, isn't it?
Very well. It fits the Mexican style of TV a lot more.
What different styles of TV? Let's see. Like, okay, would you say British TV? British TV.
It's more dry.
It's more dry. Well, it's dry sense of humor, but also they don't censor. Much,
which
least.
Like I don't get why on TV they'll be like fuck you, but they'll just like like silence the fuck or like just like half the words. It's like fuck you. It's like everyone knows what they're saying. Even if you're a kid, you know what. As a kid, when they would say shit, I would know what they were saying. It's like, why do they even have to censor it?
I think that shit ruins the movie. Honestly, it takes me out of it. Like I know what they're saying, and like it just. For example, like snakes on a plane. It's like I'm tired of these mother-loving snakes on this mother-loving plane or some shit like that.
What could they have possibly said?
I know.
What if we beeped out Super Mega? Like every episode, just like
then we'd get more ad people
more brand deals.
Yeah, more brand deals. People wanting to, because that's the thing. Like we've been told. Well, I've been told about Syndigo was one of my past channels that you were actually a part of for a little while.
Yeah.
Is that Syndigo was too weird and vulgar sometimes for people to actually look at them, like look at Syndigo legitimately, because we weren't big enough, but we were also crude. So it's like you either need to be huge and crude or low, like subscriber rank, kind of like
family
we were,
friendly,
and then family friendly, because family friendly works best for YouTube at least.
Well, that's actually why censorship is so strong in television, because if they weren't to censor it, they lose like ad sponsorships. For instance, Breaking Bad I think was allowed one fuck per season,
but they still had to like silent it out on TV.
And it's weird because I've noticed like you can say shit on TV, which I think when I was a kid that wasn't a thing. I don't think you used to be able to say shit on TV.
Can you say what's one thing you can say ass but not asshole?
You can't say asshole because asshole.
I don't know. Actually, it changes all the time. I don't know what you can say.
There's actually
I don't watch TV anymore.
I know the list of words you can't say on the radio because back in college, my friends, one of the guys actually did Kids of Problems with in the beginning, Jackson. They had a couple of my friends had a radio show. On like the local radio, so I'd go with them. It was at like 2 a.m., but I'd go with them to the station.
It's Melcock Radio, dude.
No, same radio station though. But I would just like chill with them and watch them do their thing. And they have a big list of like, these are the words you cannot say on the radio. And I think it was cunt. Of course, fuck.
Yeah.
It was like asshole, but then there was piss. Piss was one of them for some reason. What was the other one? I think like. Was it like fart or crap or something? Like they were really weird words, but it was like they all had to do with like like bodily stuff, and like you can't say it. It's really weird.
Gross out stuff.
Yeah, I think like I remember piss was definitely on there. Like
remember fart used to like be a very vulgar word.
Oh, he didn't.
Well, at least when you're younger, it's vulgar.
Yeah, I remember when shut up and dang it. I remember when dang it was like a really bad word.
Sucks was bad. Like I'd say something sucks. I got put in time out during recess.
You got to say something stinks.
Yeah, because I was just like, oh, this sucks. And then the teacher was like, what did you just say? And I was like, this sucks? And they're like, go sit in timeout and watch me fap. And I was like, okay. And then the teacher came on my face.
Yeah. Well, basically, you probably can't say that on the radio either.
Which part of that story was true and which part was false?
Ryan, honestly, knowing you, I think the whole thing is true.
Okay.
Which part is true?
I did say sucks, and I did get put in timeout, but the teacher didn't come on my face.
What?
It was a female teacher. I had you thinking it was a male teacher.
Well, she could still come on your face. She
Yeah,
flicks
she
the bean
can't-
hard
well,
enough, she
like-
could squirt some of that sweet juice all over your face. Back to North Korea. Ryan, what did you think of that whole like controversy with the interview back in 2013?
Good marketing.
And I think that's actually could be one of the reasons they made the movie that made it about North Korea, because they're like, okay, North Korea is known to react and flip a shit at the drop of a hat. we're famous celebrities. We make comedy movies. If we made one about North Korea, they're going to freak out. And then look how much publicity that's going to give us.
Wasn't that released by Sony?
It was Sony, yeah. And then Sony got hacked.
Who did Ghostbusters and who also did Pixels and a bunch of... Adam Sandler's production company is, I think, off of Sony.
What, Happy Madison?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Fappy Madison, more like. Am I right, Ryan?
Yeah.
Give me a high five, dude.
Oh.
Yes.
Another one. You shit yourself in that last one.
I shit myself a little bit.
You were, like, I'm sure people could hear the initial fart, but then afterwards was just a little... like a little emptying of the bowels.
I made a little pusketti in my pants.
Uh-oh, need a fork to spin it around.
Oh,
Make
Ryan,
it all neat.
Stop, dude. You're tingling my spaghetti house. My spaghetti cellar, dude.
Uh-oh.
What's the best name you can come up with for your asshole?
For my asshole?
Spaghetti cellar's not bad, but
Let me think. I've just thought of a random sex move name.
Let's come up with some stuff.
The pink dumpster diver.
Okay, now what would that be? Here, Ryan, let's play a game, all right?
Okay.
We'll take turns. Come up with a sex move, and then the other person has to say what it is.
So mine is the pink dumpster diver.
Okay, the pink dumpster diver. I am imagining that is when you take out your penis, and then, a girl, like, you put your penis on the table, and a girl just pounds the shit out of it. Like, not like pound is in sex. Like, she's punching it, and she's making that thing flat.
What does this have to do with dumpster diver?
Well, listen, I'm not done.
Okay.
The penis is it's all red and just bruised. See, it's a little pink dude. And then she takes a Sharpie, she draws a face on the head of the penis, and it's very raw, it's very pink. And then you have anal sex, so he's diving in the dumpster.
Okay.
That's the pink dumpster
there you
diver.
go. Okay, well, give me one now.
Okay,
right off the top of your head.
This is
noggin.
the Turkish snake charmer.
Okay, the Turkish snake charmer is when you're playing one of the what are those instruments?
The flute?
I don't know what they're called. When you're playing the little flute thing.
Yeah, the flute thing.
While your partner is upside down, and then they're squeezing a turd out as you're playing the music. Does that sound all right? Is that all right for the...
I would like that just caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting like feces to be brought into it. I was like, whoa. I thought they were just gonna be like 60-90 while he's playing the like little flute thing, and then you just brought that in.
Just imagine the poop just that would actually that has to have been a visual gag at some point.
Or it could be like two like the female or the male could be playing the flute, and then the other partner's penis could become aroused by the sound of the flute and slowly rises up.
Okay, I got one for you. Okay, even though this is becoming a dead meme, I just want to know what you're gonna come up with.
Okay, let's hear it.
The Harambe surprise.
I knew you were gonna say Harambe
because I said dead meme.
Okay, I just thought of one, but
the Harambe surprise.
I don't think I can. Okay, I thought of one, but I can't say it. It's way too messed up.
Okay.
Basically, it's you get a big and they're fucking. and then someone else comes in.
Motherfucking.
No, they with and the person's. How about the what's the Go-Gurt meat washer?
The Go-Gurt meat washer.
Yeah, the Go-Gurt meat washer
is when when the guy. Okay, this is post sex.
Okay.
So what's it called again? Go-Gurt meat.
The Go-Gurt meat washer.
Okay, the Go-Gurt meat washer. Okay, so it's after the guy comes, and he doesn't. He just he splooges a little bit, and then he waits a little bit so like more can kind of seep into his like shaft.
Yeah.
And then he like Go-Gurt or toothpaste, but more like Go-Gurt. He starts squeezing the rest out. And it has to be
the residue that's left in his urethra from sex.
Yeah, and it has to be on another man's. So he squeezes that out onto the guy's, and then that's the Go-Gurt meat. What
the Go-Gurt meat washer?
The Go-Gurt meat washer. Because he used the Go-Gurt, he spilled it onto his, and then he washed his by.
Okay, yeah, very good. That's good. Yes.
How vulgar are we getting in this
Little
podcast?
vulgar. Yeah.
Should I you have to bleep some out?
I'll probably bleep that one out for the most part. That was
okay.
That one was pretty far. Well, give me one. Shoot me.
Okay. Okay, I got one. What is ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I got one. What is Ben Carson's Vanilla Sundae?
All right, Ben Carson's Vanilla Sundae is I got it.
Okay.
You're performing a lobotomy on somebody. You're doing brain surgery, like neurosurgery on someone.
A lobotomy pretty much it makes you a vegetable.
Okay, I'm sorry, not a lobotomy. You're performing brain surgery.
Okay.
And while the brain is exposed, you blow a load on it and put a cherry on top. That's Ben Carson's Vanilla Sundae.
Nice.
And then you announce it on stage at the RNC.
I actually
I'm the only one on stage to perform a Ben Carson's Vanilla Sundae. Okay, I got one for you.
An unsuspecting patient.
They never had a clue.
Well, give me one.
They also died. What about Davy Jones twist around slam down?
Davy Jones twist around slam down. Okay, well this one is mythological. It can never be done in real life. It can only be presented through fan art or fan fiction.
Okay.
So it's the Davy Jones spin around slam down. What was it?
I think it was twist. I think it was twist around slam down.
Okay, whatever
something like that.
Whatever that was. So it's Davy Jones and SpongeBob.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Okay, and SpongeBob has his asshole like spread open, like he has his hands on each.
It's very porous,
he has a hand
very
on
large.
has a hand on each ass cheek, and each one is putting the same amount of effort into spreading each cheek. So his
so he's got a large diameter,
and it's equally spread. It's not like one half of the asshole is a little
dilated.
more. Yeah. So and then the little part, the little ghost end of Davy Jones because he doesn't have feet.
Yeah.
He like SpongeBob sucks that a little bit into
his
anus, and then he starts just violently like shaking his ass and slamming Davy Jones back and forth. That's the Davy Jones turnaround slam down, whatever that is.
Wow, that's good, dude.
Yeah.
Let's see some fan art of that, please. All right, Ryan, hit me.
Oh, we're doing one. This is the last one, okay?
Okay, this is the last one.
Okay, let me think. Hold on. Kim Jong-un.
Dude, I was thinking for my next one, Kim Jong-un.
Really?
I'm not fucking joking. I was like, we could title this podcast North Korean Sex Moves. Kim Jong, and then you were like, Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, so what's the Kim Jong-un?
The Kim Jong-un is when, first your grandfather has to be a socialist and rise into power and create a dictatorship, basically.
Does Bernie Sanders have any grandchildren? I'm kidding. Haha.
Wow, Ryan, you're really pushing the political envelope this time.
Make fun of Hillary more.
Basically, the Kim Jong-un is, hope I don't upset any Tumblerinas with this one, but it's Kim Jong-un orders everyone in the country to get a sex change to be a female so then he can have sex with every single person in the country.
The Kim Jong-un sounds like something he'd do because he's a giant man baby who always wants what he wants.
Yeah, but
I figured I didn't want to use. I had no way of. I walked into that one, had to use the same word twice in a row.
He wants what he wants. That's true. Most people do want what they want.
What does a girl want?
I know what guys like.
What?
I know what guys want. Guys like me. It's a song.
Is it?
I know what guys want.
You know what song I've been like listening to a lot lately? It's the original because Kanye West Kanye West sampled it. It was like, can you get much higher?
I know, because you sing it every day and then it gets stuck in my head.
But like the original was like, can you get much higher? Can you get much lighter? Like it was like that.
Yeah, I was actually recently listening to the Hotline Bling original song. It's like a 60s like little like soul song. But speaking of Kim Jong-un real quick, dude, he is a man baby, but damn, dude, he been styling lately with this new pair of spectacles, man. He's got these.
Does he?
Dude, he's got these new glasses.
I gotta see this. If I type in Kim Jong-un new glasses, will it come up?
Dude, probably. He looks like very hipstery now. And have you noticed? There's like a picture of comparison, so everyone should go look it up. But every year, his eyebrows just get smaller and smaller. Like every year, pictures of him emerge, and his eyebrows just get smaller and smaller and smaller until like they're just so tiny.
Are you talking about these?
Yeah, dude.
Those are some nice glasses.
Dude, he's looking hip as fuck.
What is he doing?
He may be killing like a lot of people, but he looks fucking fly.
He looks ridiculous.
What are those, like, what's that called? Tortoise shell? The design?
I guess.
It's like tortoise shell, like very like 50s looking frames. Well, no, he doesn't look too good in that picture.
He doesn't look good in almost any picture.
He looks like a lesbian in that picture.
Doesn't he hang out with? What do you mean he looks like a lesbian?
No. Does he hang out with who? Dennis Rodman?
I was about to say LeBron James.
He hangs out with Dennis Rodman. No, not Dennis Rodman.
Who was?
No, yeah, it's Dennis Rodman. And Dennis Rodman was on an interview on like CNN or something, and they're like, but did you not bring up to Kim Jong-un like the humanitarian crisis occurring? Dennis Rodman like flipped his shit, and he's like, he's such a nice guy. You don't know him like I do.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and he like got so mad. And it's like, dude, you're friends with a fucking dictator.
I know. That's like being friends with Hitler.
And then be like, he's such a nice guy, dude. We joked around and had drinks, and he watched me play basketball. You don't even understand. All right? Yeah, maybe he's killing millions of people, but
how did Dennis Rodman not know that it was just a trap and he was just
Dennis Rodman is a fucking
kill him
retard,
on live
dude.
television?
Dude, Dennis Rodman is just, oh my god. He played basketball and drag recently, so he's all over the place, dude. I don't know what's going through Dennis Rodman's head.
He played basketball and drag?
Yeah.
Is he coming out as like transgender?
He's trans North Korean now, dude.